I've already cleansed my skin tone and done the whole moisturizing spiel, and my moisturizer and base of choice for the day is my Embryolisse BB Cream. This has SPF as well, so this has SPF of 20. So you can see that clearly I do have a few acne scars, but I will begin with my Lise Watier color wheel, and I usually get this beige neutral shade shadow. And I usually begin by putting that in my under eye, just to brighten the under eye. Then usually in the areas where I need some concealing for scars or redness around my nose. And then I go in with my damp beauty blender, and I'm going to begin using the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus just on my T-zone, for my T-zone, so that there is more longevity and long wear and just a matte finish, because I am combination skin. I've really been enjoying the beauty blender for months now versus any of my amazing foundation brushes. So I usually use my fingers to pat the product in versus dipping my tool, or whether that be a beauty blender or a brush, just because this way I get to maximize my products. For my cheeks and just the perimeter of my face, I usually use a separate foundation, and I think for today I will use, since I haven't shown you guys how it applies on, I'll use the YSL Liberator Serum foundation. It's a medium coverage foundation, and I usually like medium coverage foundation. So I just do half a pump, again with my ring finger. I just dab that on my cheeks and the periphery. By the way, for this foundation, I'm a B40, a beige well, I think it stands for beige. I'm a B40, and in MAC, I'm an NC30. And for the Matte Velvet Plus, I am I believe this is 45. So now that I'm done with that, I'm going to start with the base of my eye base as well. And this is an almost empty MAC Painterly paint pot. As you can see, I'm probably going to switch out after this because this gets dry pretty quickly. With my Kuo cream shadow brush, which I absolutely love. Kuo is available in Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. I love this brush because it is synthetic and it doesn't absorb the cream. It just lays it on the skin almost like your fingers would naturally, but just without getting your fingers extremely messy. Using blank type, which is the white one here, just to set the Painterly paint pot. Just opens up and brightens my eye. My crease brush, I'm just grabbing wedge right here just to give me a gauge for my crease and begin giving me a bit of a slight contour in the eye. Matte brown, mid-tone brown for these things, and you don't need to be very precise. You just need to kind of get that in that socket line. I don't know if you guys can see that. It is meant to be very light just to start with. The next thing I'm going to do is set my entire face now with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder and Diffuse Light, which looks like so. I am using that with my Cover FX powder brush. It's a fairly large powder brush. And I'm just going to get that especially on my T-zone. What I'm going to do is slightly line my eyes with my MAC PowerPoint Kohl Pencil in Stubborn Brown. very lightly, and I have to change that pencil. Smudging it with my favorite Sephora smudge brush in number 12. With this daily look that I do, you don't really have to be, or I don't really have to be so precise. It's just a matter of defining the features that you already have. Then I'm gonna go in with one of my current favorite brightening shadows in Inglot 154. I like this. I think for my skin tone, this is so much better than Stilla's Kitten for me. It's not as white, it's more of a beige color. I don't know if you guys can see that, but oh no, I got liner in the bottom of my. Absolutely beautiful, and just brightening my eye. And a little on the inner as well. Now that I have that, I am gonna go in and define my crease even more. And I guess I will just use another neutral matte or gray. I do have this classic Dior Duo, which I wish they did not discontinue, in 565 nude look. And it has an amazing shimmer and an amazing matte medium brown. I think I'll go with a matte medium brown, and I'll bring that. I will be using my Inglot number 6 brush. Just beautiful for getting on that socket even more. And then with an even finer shadow brush, I will actually go in with the gray, just to give it a little more definition. Okay, and then before I continue with it, I am actually going to do my brows, and I am going to begin with Tony Moly. It's a coloring brow Cara, and this is basically in brown, and I am just going to use this to brush my brows. Still haven't found anyone that I am thoroughly happy with, but I am pretty lucky and happy actually with the last one that did my brows. It's actually the best one that I've seen in so far, and as long as I've been here. And I do realize that I have to have my brows threaded again. I am just gonna comb that out before I actually fill them in. And with this e.l.f. brow kit. It's this one right here, and I am just using my Bobbi Brown eyebrow brush, which looks like so. I've had this for, I think, a decade. We'll be using, going back with a blank type here, in my legendary classic tapered Estee Lauder brush, and I am just gonna pop that under my brows just to brighten that up a bit. Well, the brows look really heavy. I'm not sure why, but anyway. Blend the crease in a bit more. I'm gonna increase my eyeliner just a bit with my Dior Kohl in brown, just on the outer corners. So I will actually be using my Dior Show Maximizer. This is a soy base. It's also a conditioning treatment for your lashes, and it holds the curls. I'm actually gonna start with that and just layer that with L'Oreal Voluminous in brown. This out recently as well, so realized it wasn't dried up yet, so I thought I'd start using it again. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is brighten my under eye. I am gonna be using with my Clinique Airbrush Concealer in Light 03. Our FX foundation brush. Now with a little bit of the Ben Nye banana powder, I am just gonna set that. Sephora Airbrush 55. Next, I'm gonna be warming up the face a bit or contouring it slightly with my Guerlain Terracotta in 01. Not really an extremely bronzy effect, but just give your skin a more natural glow and less foundation looking skin. As of late, I've been thoroughly really loving my Dior Rosy Glow Blush. I don't know if you guys can see that. Rosy Glow Blush in 001 Petal with my Professional Sephora Fan Brush number 65. And I just love popping that on my cheeks. Looks like it's not very pigmented, but after a while it just, I think the glow of it just really shines through in your skin. I typically would line it in with either a bright pink like the Chanel Ruby Lit in number 58, which is this one right here, or just my Annabelle 405 Demure, which is a very neutral. I think I'll go with Demure. Almost really barely nothing. Another almost barely really nothing product is my Rouge Coco Shine and 85 Secret. I love this product. Moisture and the pigment is just absolutely on the dot for me. And then I don't usually stop there, although I could. I usually like my lips a bit more glossy than this, especially because the eye look is so, I guess you could say, plain. So it really depends. I have a couple of MAC lip glosses that look absolutely amazing with any Rouge Coco Shine. And I have a couple of them here depending on how bright or how nude I want to go. So I think for this video I will just do, I'll do Ample Pink, which is really one of my, I love the smell of the plush glasses, and it's vanilla. I love the texture as well. I don't usually put this all over lip, just the center of my lip or heart shape in the center. So that is about it. That is a daily face of the day for me. Almost, yeah, this kind of look rarely changes for me. And if I do, it's probably just the complexion products that I shift around, but in terms of color, essentially on a daily basis, this is it for me. And maybe blushes as well, I change out lip colors, but for the eyes, basically this neutral. And I don't really veer out much, and then probably just go back into the T-zone, either with this Hourglass or an amazing powder like the Guerlain Meteorite, or even the Ben Nye powder, or my Laura Mercier translucent, to just tie that all in. And that's about it. That is Get Ready With Me daily look. I hope you guys found that interesting and informative. We'll be filming my best of 2013 products as well fairly soon after, so I hope you guys watch out for this. It's very interesting, and I think it's the best products the beauty world has offered us this year. You guys have a great weekend. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day or a great evening.